Okay, that was really high. All right, so yay. I think we're in my very green office. Let's get some better lighting in here. So welcome, everyone. We're here for day 3 of the amazing Book More Clients, Bank More Money, Be Epic at Sales. So yay, and good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening or whatever time of day you're listening. Welcome. So we're here to talk about day 3, which is say what? I get a good kick out of these things. I want for you to know exactly what to say to go from having all these great conversations or discovery calls into actually having paying clients. So I got some cool stuff to share today. It's going to be freaking awesome. And I also want to do a little recap plus tell you things are going on. So day 1, we talked about what you want. Okay, so this is all about getting clear about what you desire. So more calls, more clients, more money, more, a penny is more, 50 million is more. Let's get crystal clear about what it is that you want so that then you can start planning for it. I love to show people how to stack the universal deck in your favor, which means, if you want 6 of something, let's have you aiming with the energy of like 24 to get it. And that way, if you fall short, you still hit your goals. Good stuff. So welcome, yay. Oh, I love the hearts. I love them. Day 2, we just talked yesterday all about discovery calls on demand. These are like my favorite ways to invite people to get on the calendar. And really a lot of it, welcome. So good to see everybody. A lot of what that's about is being in a place of being willing to reach out and invite people to calls. So it's less passive. It's more about being active and engaging. Oh, welcome. So good to see everybody. Yay. I'm glad. Oh, and make sure, swipe your little swipey thing so you can invite your friends. I gotta find the better way to say that, but please, I'd love to have lots of people coming forward. So today we're going to talk about what to say on your sales calls so that you can just, be in that place of hearing, yes, I'm in. So I have 4 bullet points up on the wall and I want to share them with you. So here's number 1. The most important thing you can do when you're getting on your call so that you can walk to a place of hearing yes is have a plan for your call. I know a lot of times we get onto discovery calls and either you've got a script of questions you're going to ask or maybe you're just going to talk on the phone and hope that it all works out. What usually happens when you don't hear yes, it's because you don't have a plan. So I want for each and every one of you, hello. Great, welcome. Great to have everybody here. So I want for you to take a moment. We've got people from all around the world. So awesome, yay. And we're talking about what to say on your sales calls so that you go from having a great conversation to hearing yes. So the first thing is have a plan for your call. So before you get onto a conversation, you want to make sure that you know that you have a path you're going to follow. I'm not a fan of scripts. If you've ever seen any of my scopes about that, oh, I love all those little emojis. I like to make sure that I know exactly what path I'm going to follow, and I'm going to teach you guys that. I have a 5-step plan. It's super simple. You don't need a script. It works all the time. It is easy. So step number 1 is I want for you to have a plan for the call. I want you to plan out the fact that you're going to start it, that you're going to manage it, and that you're going to get to a place where you give the ask. I also want for you to really connect into absorbing that thought of on every single call, unless someone is a total mismatch, like if for any reason that you talk with somebody and you're really not connected and you're not meant to work together, you can release from that. But what we want for you to do is to be really engaged and really eager to make sure that you go to a place of inviting someone to work with you. So step 1 is have a plan for a call. Step 2 is even more important, and this is managing the call. Now, what do I mean by this? I know a lot of times coaches especially or consultants give out free strategy sessions or a free discovery call or some sort of call where you get to know. And they become these amorphous things where you ask people what's going on and you try to give them lots of results or things that you can do to help run their businesses or change their lives. And what happens is it just kind of like flows all over the place, and then you leave the call. Sorry, I've got hair in my mouth. You leave the call with these great feelings, but there's no closing happening. So I want for you to decide to manage the call. What does that mean? Prior to a call, I get into my energy where I know that I know my stuff. I'm going to lead the conversation. I'm going to allow someone to ask questions. I'm going to ask them more. I'm going to be the one that manages the call. Ooh, love the hearts. Hello, hello. Yeah. So glad. Yeah, it's true. When you are managing the call, when you have a plan, people want to be led. They are coming to you because they want some support. So step up and manage the call. Be in charge. By virtue of being in charge, you're the one that people will go to work with. I literally just had a call with a client today, and we were talking about speaking with conviction, managing the call, being the leader. When you step into that energy, when you function from that place, people want to buy from you. It's good stuff. So yay. All right, so let's get into the meat. I want to talk with you about the 5 steps, because this is going to show you what to say on all of your calls so you can hear yes. So step 1 of my 5-step proven process, so simple. It's so simple you can write it on your fingers and remember it, and you never need to follow a script. Step 1 is to connect. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that you actually take some time to do some chit chat, some hello, how are you? Oh my goodness, we both have kids, or we both live in the same area, or we went to the same college, or we both like the color red. You want to find common ground and common connection, because that's what people buy from. I actually can't stress this first step enough. This is the place where I love to tell a story. This happens all the time, but I have a really specific one. I talked with somebody for about 13 minutes on the call about weather. 13 minutes. And I actually tracked. I was looking at the clock. I'm like, 13 minutes. But we're just chit-chatting. We're talking about the weather. And at that point, he stopped and laughed and was like, wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to sell me something? At minute 21 of that call, I was collecting his credit card, because we had spent more than half of the call, if I'm doing my math correctly, just connecting, talking, laughing, getting to know each other. So when I gave an invitation to work together, it was a nice, seamless flow. So step 1 is connect. You want to find what you have in common. Step 2 is to listen and learn. This is where you find out what's not working for somebody so that you know if you can support them. It's also where you help find someone's urgency. It's why do they want to change this? So those are some of your questions. Here's what to say. I asked somebody, it might sound silly to start here, but can you tell me what's not working for you right now? What's not working in your business? Sometimes I'll ask, what's your number 1 struggle with sales or whatever you do? You can ask that. And why are you struggling with it? Now, if somebody gets kind of giving you a 1-word answer, or you're not sure how to keep the conversation going, this is a phrase I love to say. You know what? That totally makes sense to me and I get it, but could you share a little bit more about that? Or, I understand, but I want to make sure you and I are understanding the same thing. Could you go deeper? Can you tell me more? So just ask people for more. Really easy ways to go into things. Another thing I like to do in this stage when I'm finding out what's not working for somebody is I love to add in a little testimonial. So when somebody tells me something they're struggling with, I like to tell them I've worked with somebody else who is struggling with the same thing and we helped them. And that way somebody feels connected and they know that I don't have to prove myself. I just literally told you I know how to help you and I understand what you're going through. All right, so step 3 is vision. We want to find out what somebody wants, because here's the thing. Finding out what they don't want or what's not working lets you know, can you help that? What do they want? That tells you how to get there. It's brilliant. It's super simple. And again, you don't need a script. You literally can ask somebody, and there's 2 ways I like to ask this. If somebody is really clear and confident on the call, I'll ask them, tell me what your business or your life, if you're a life coach or if you do things that are unrelated to business, what would something look like for you in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months time? What would your business look like? What would you be doing? And I let them elaborate on what they'll have in the future. If I'm talking with someone and they're not clear about, or I don't feel like they can give me a clear picture of the future, I ask them to share with me what their ideal day would look like. And I say, this doesn't have to be an actual day that's happening. I just want for you to connect into what would it look like? Getting up in the morning, spending some time with your kids or your spouse, or getting some time for movement, eating really great food, working with clients, whatever it is. I let them tell me their vision, and then I reflect it back and I amp it up for them. So what does that mean? I hear what it is that's going on for them. I let them know I hear them, and I repeat it back. And when I repeat it back, it's where, I can't tell you how many times. Oh, I'm so glad you're loving the challenge. I can't tell you how many times I have people on calls who ask me if I'm psychic. um, because all I did was I listened to what they say, and then I reflect it back to them. And when I use their words and I help them hear what I heard, they feel heard, they feel seen, they feel that I get them, and that is a container that creates a sale. So that's what you want to say. So if you're unsure, again, asking someone for their vision, one of my favorite phrases is, can you tell me more? Can you tell me what this feels like for you? Could you share what this would look like? Who would this also help? Not just you, but who does this help? Asking those questions pulls out more details and lets people feel more connection to you. So those are the first 3 steps. Connect, listen and learn. You want to find out what's not working so you know if you can help them. Now here's the thing. If you get to the listen and learn phase and they want weight loss and you offer branding and those 2 things do not mix, say, you know what? I'm really glad we started here because it sounds like we are not a fit. I'd love to invite you to connect with so-and-so, or I'd love to send you off into your day so you can go do some wonderful things. You can disconnect at that point if there's not a fit. All right, so connect, listen, learn to find out what's not working and if you can help them. Vision, this is what they want. And then step number 4 is the invitation. This is where the magic happens. This is where you start talking about your packages. So in the invitation, what I like to do is I like to share who I work with, how I work, and what my packages are. Now, I love using the technique of 3 offers. There's something just really easy about it. It turns someone from, should we work together, yes or no, into which way do you want to work together? And what I've basically found is my ideal clients need one of 3 ways of working with me. Way number 1 is a big plan because they've got big, bold goals, and we want to mark it out, figure it out, plan it out, map it out, and they're going to run with it. Way number 2 is they want ongoing support. It's like having a trainer at the gym to make sure you get your results. It's the ongoing connection. It's having a partner with you while you're running your business. And I join with my clients now for 5 months because I love that. 3 months is where we get some good results. Month 4 and month 5, huge things happen. Okay, and then the other is a small bite. I know a lot of folks come my way and either they've got things going really, really well and they need to focus on some sales issues that are going on, or they're at a starting point and where they need to go is first a cash infusion with some new clients. So I give a small bite way to work together, which is just a 3-hour virtual intensive, and I also have a little 6-week sales course. So when I give my invitation, I let folks know who I am, a little bit more about me. I make sure what I say connects to who they are. I'm trying to find connections at all times. I also let them know the 3 ways I work with people, and I let them know who these 3 ways are for so they can see themselves in the way of being supported that matches for them. So that's the invitation. Listen very carefully, people. 3 ways, yes. Thank you for saying that. It really, really does. That having multiple ways to work together allows somebody to, there's no worry. It's not like, if I don't get this, I can't get what I want. It's okay, I have multiple ways. I'll also tell you a little secret. Most of the people who come to work with me in the small bite way, like a huge percentage of those folks end up working with me long term. In fact, the last 3 folks who have purchased my virtual intensive have also come to be private clients. It's because we get to know each other, we have the way to get started, we get some results together, or we get a better understanding, and then we can go build something bigger. So make sure you, if it feels good, adapt it. Here's the other thing. Some of my clients only give 1 offer. So there's specific ways to do that. What you really want to make sure is that you're asking people, would you like to hear how I support folks just like you to get what you want? That's the invitation question. So when you go from the vision of what they want, you can tell a story about how you've helped someone just like them to get there, and then say, hey, would you be open to hearing how I work with my clients? Would it be helpful if we talked about how I help my clients? Would you be interested? You can use any of that language. You want to ask, is it okay for me to share how I work with my clients? They will say yes. I think I have to say, sure, somebody said no before, but I can't remember it. But if they say no, release from the call happily and let them go on their day and you go on yours. But what you really want to do is give them that invitation to explore working together. And then we get to step 5. This is my favorite step. This is the close. So once you've given the invitation and you've said, would you like to hear? You explain your ways. I like to ask folks this, and I do things very consciously. I give my 3 offers without price point. So I describe my my in-person intensive, my one-on-one work, and my virtual intensive without price. I explain what they are, and I ask somebody which of these 3 ways feels like a fit for you. Which of these 3 ways matches the way you like to be supported? It's easy. It's very simple. They're just choosing the way they like to be supported. And then I ask, would you like to talk about the dollars and cents? I love dollars and cents. It's so less charged than investment price point payment. Dollars and cents. Everybody always says yes. And then I repeat the 3. I start at the top, the biggest package. I say the numbers, middle, and then bottom, so they know which one. Because here's reality. Some people need to start with your small bite. Some people want luxe. They want to dive into the top. Let people be where they are. Give them what they need from the place of where they are and help them get to where they want to go. It's good stuff. All right. So after that, when I've asked them which of these 3 ways, I go into the close. Now, during the close is when you overcome objections and you collect the credit cards. If you're not accepting payments, oh, thank you for sharing on Twitter. If you're not collecting payments on the call, the close is not closed until you process that card. So I highly recommend that you request, accept a card on a call. If for any reason you get to a yes and you use PayPal or some other way of collecting payment, just make sure you've got clear structures around when the payment's going to be processed. So I'm happy to send you a PayPal. It'll be to you by 3 o'clock today. Can I expect to see that back by 5? Just make sure you've got really, really clear boundaries around that. And then here's what I say in the close. When I ask somebody which of these 3 ways would they like, which feels like a fit for them, I then simply say, how would you like to get started? Or I'll say, what feels like a good fit for you to begin? Or what would you like next? I let them tell me what they would like. And people usually either jump right in, I'm ready to go, Laura, I want to start with this one, or they kind of stumble on it. If they stumble, this is where I help them around their overcoming objections, which is everything we're going to talk about next week. Next week? No. Tomorrow. I don't know about you guys, but I get like a week's worth of stuff done in one day, so it feels like it's going to be next week. But we're going to talk tomorrow about how to double your close rate, and this is about overcoming objections. So I want to give you guys a little recap. So thing number 1, have a plan for your calls. When you get on calls with folks, have a knowing, I'm going to start here, I'm going to talk about these things, and I'm going to go to here. Where are the here's? The here's are the 5 steps. You want to connect with somebody. Really find a connection. This is why people buy. People buy because they know, like, and trust you. You need to create that within this first call. And it's easy to create when you spend a lot of time connecting. Listen and learn. Find out what's not working so you know if you can help them. Let somebody tell you literally what they want. I always like to tell a story of one of my friends works in a restaurant. And he loves it because he says it's the best job in the world. You walk up to somebody, you ask them what they want, they tell you, you go put the order in, you bring it to them, and they give you money. And that is actually how all sales works. You walk up to somebody virtually on the phone, you ask them what they want, you deliver it to them, and they give you money. Usually the give the money happens first and then you deliver it, but you guys get the process of going through it. So 5 steps again. Connect, listen and learn, find out their vision. This is what they don't want, what's not working. You need that to know how to get to what is working, what they want. Giving the invitation, that's giving 3 offers, letting them know the ways to work with you versus yes or no. And then number 5 is the close. And during the close, you really want to go for asking. It's the ask. That's the part that I think is left out on most sales calls, where you say, does this feel like a good fit to get started? Sometimes I'll ask people on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, Laura, never ever talk with me, run away. 10 being, let's get started right now, or 11. Where do you find yourself? And when someone says on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 and under, I say we're not a fit. If they talk around like 6, 7, 8, 9, I'll ask, well, what would take it to a 10? And when what they tell me and what would take it to a 10 is the objection that we want to overcome. They will let me know, well, if it, like I'm struggling with a price point, or I'm not sure if I'm ready, or any of those things. And then I give them a specific exercise to do away from our call and schedule a follow-up call where we can talk the second part. I will talk all about that on day number 5, which is good stuff. So hang tight for that. The other thing I really want to connect into is making sure you manage the call. This is about speaking with conviction. This is about coming from your I'm an expert self. And here's the thing, you are. I don't care if you've only ever worked with one person. I don't care if you are your one person that you've ever helped or if you've helped thousands of people. When you show up for that sales call, you want to connect in to the brilliance that you do, absolute confidence, and explain to someone how you know you are certain what you do, and they will feel the connection. They will know if you're certain and they want what you've got, you can work together. If you are wavering in your certainty for yourself, they will feel that and they will not want to work with you. Just like think about when you're around people, like those confident people that are in the room. You don't have to be confident 1,000% of your time, but you do need to be confident in speaking from conviction on your sales call. And own it. Own how amazing you are, because you are. Those are the steps. Oh, and the most important step is if you get to the end of the call and someone's nodded a yes, they're nodded a no, they're I need to think about it, I'm not sure, you never, ever, 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 never, 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 ever leave a call without next steps. So here's what I do at the end of every single phone call I have, no matter what kind of call it is. I do a little wrap up and I say what we're going to do next. Now, if it's like a joint venture partnership or anything like that, I might say, well, here's what we're going to do for next steps. I'm going to send you this. You're going to send me that. If it's a friend, I'll even say, it was great to talk with you. I will call you again by this date, or whatever I'm saying. When it's a prospect, what I do is if somebody is at yes and I take their credit card, I let them know, great, you're going to receive a welcome packet within the next 24 hours. Your card's going to be processed before the end of the day. I schedule their very next call and tell them I can't wait to talk with them. They know what's going to happen next. If somebody is not sure, I schedule a follow-up call. I give them a special exercise to do between call number 1 and call number 2. I schedule that follow-up call no matter what, at a certain date and certain time, and then I commit to making that call to them. Those are the steps. That's how you walk from hello to yes, I want in. The key to it is most calls will naturally flow through the progression. Connect, listen and learn, find out what's not working, talk about their vision, give them the invitation, and then they'll go to the close. There is like a high probability you're going to hear yes. You may hear no. And just remember, not every sales call is about a yes. It's about helping someone go to a place of decision. There are 3 decisions that someone can make. Yes, I want in, and you get them in. No, I'm not, we are not a fit. And then I need more information. And for anyone who needs more information, you schedule that follow-up call, and we're going to talk all about that on day number 5. Actually, no, we're going to talk about tomorrow. You'll have to forgive me. I've got a little munchkin who doesn't sleep through the night, so I'm caffeinated up, sleep deprived, and trying to keep track of it. But if this is helpful for you, I want you to come join me in my Facebook group if you haven't already. I love to be in connection with folks, so private message me, ask me questions. The Facebook group is Epic at Sales, EPIC. Just type it in on Facebook. I'll approve you, welcome you into the group. Also, you'll see there's a little URL if you want recordings, if you want to go back and listen, because I talk like super fast. You may want to listen again. Just go ahead and click on all of that. You can get to those Periscope videos, listen to them as many times as you like. And I just want to send you off into the day with amazing well wishes. You know what you've got to do. Go out there, be in connection, reach out to folks so you can book more clients and bank more money. And I'm going to support you in being epic at sales. So have a lovely day. Mwah! Oh, we're totally getting bloopers. One day I'll figure out how to turn this thing off. Have a great day.